Hi everyone, we are Team InnovAIte and our product is DriveAid. So we're a team of four. My name is Aditi.
Hi, I'm Anusri.
My name's Jason.
And my name's Will.
Our team mentor was Kunjal, who was an amazing resource throughout phase one as well as the Makeathon, so we also want to thank her. So for our agenda for today, we will start out with explaining the problem, outlining the solution, and then end with the demo as well as what's next.
Meet Sophie. Sophie turned 16 last year. Now that's a big deal because that meant she could start driver's ed. But wait, last year was when the pandemic started. How did Sophie do driver's ed? Well, you see, Sophie got to do driver's ed online. Great, right? But what about her on-roads? She can't do those online. No, but the state reduced the requirements so she could still get her license without doing them. Worrying, right? Some states like Georgia and Florida even waived the final road test requirement. Now, what if I told you hundreds of thousands of teens got their license under these reduced requirements? And what if I told you I'm one of those teens? And Sophie's story is really my story. This fact signifies the reality of this problem. After going through this experience, I'm worried about my driving skills. And I'm not the only teen that's worried. We surveyed 48 teens and parents to see what their thoughts were on teen driving. Of those 48 people, 22 were teens. When asked to rate their driving ability on a scale of 1 to 5, we had some surprising results. Majority of teens rated their driving ability as a 5, and no one gave themselves a 5. Upon further questioning, we came to the conclusion that teens that took driver's ed after the start of the pandemic rated themselves lower than those who took it pre-pandemic, meaning teens who had the decreased requirements are not as confident in their driving abilities, and that's not the only thing about concerning people about teen driving. We asked respondents to tell us what worries them about teen driving. Both parents and teens listed distracted driving and lack of experience as two of their top concerns. In addition, parents are worried about texting, while teens are most worried about indecisiveness, a causation of stress for them when driving. All these concerns led us to wonder how we could use safety systems to improve teen driver education as to create better driving habits and safer roads. And according to our survey, both parents and teens are open to them, with parents stating we need more efficient tools to keep everyone safe, and another deeming them necessary. And when it comes to teens, only one out of the 22 teens said they were not open to having a safety system that measures their driving ability. With this information in mind, I will now hand it off to Aditi to talk about our solution.
So to address these concerns, we created DriveAid, a mobile application that notices driving habits and helps teens develop safe driving patterns. So how does DriveAid work? First, a user will download our mobile application, and this helps us reach a wide audience and also take advantage of placement mechanisms such as phone holders that are already widely used. Next, the user will initiate a drive session by first consenting us to record their video. And by the end, as the session comes to an end, our dual model system will analyze the video frame by frame and generate a summary that can be reviewed at the end. I will also like to note that the entire video will be deleted after the creation of the report. Specifically, our gesture detection model will detect 7 common gestures such as operating the central console, talking to different passengers, or even drinking. Our emotion recognition model can also detect 7 emotions such as when the user is happy, sad, stressed, or angry. And why does this work? Well, the emotion recognition model coupled with our gesture detection model helps us take a wider snapshot of the drive in general. And we hope that the summary report that is created will inspire self-evaluation and self-reflection within teen drivers that will ultimately lead to better driving habits as well as safer roads for everyone. Now, Jason will talk about our competitive landscape.
Our main competitors that we have identified are Life360, Affectiva, TrueMotion, and Enviso. These competitors can be broken down into two major groups, which includes emotion detection and gesture detection. For example, Life360 is an app that can share your location and driving speed with your friends or family as a safety measure, while Affectiva has technology to detect in-cabin distractions and the emotional state of the driver. Their teen driving related products focus mostly on the implementation of parental controls with real-time alerts when the teen driver violates restrictions placed by their parents. such as playing music too loud or having too many passengers. So based on the market, it's clear that the driver safety apps are really popular. In addition, the emotion detection market is booming, and according to Globe Newswire, which is a website that releases articles related to technology and finance, the global emotion detection and recognition market is expected to grow to a value of $56 billion by 2024. So when all of these technologies exist, you might be thinking, why should you use DriveAid? Our goal is to make a very accessible and low-cost entry solution that allows parents to coordinate with their teens to improve their driving ability without restricting their driving or monitoring their activity. In our survey, teens mentioned that they wouldn't want to be constantly monitored or have an intrusive system, and I know I wouldn't want that either. Our system has no intrusions whatsoever and doesn't report information in real time, which could make the driver more nervous. We also have a huge focus on user privacy to make our solution as ethical as possible, and all the analyzing is done locally on the device and will never be sent to an outside server. So after every session, when the report is generated, the recording is deleted, and only the report will remain, which contains no personal information. And as you can see by our side-by-side comparison, unlike our competitors, we focus on both the parents and the teens, and we aim to better educate and inform the teens of their driving abilities so that they can improve rather than be regulated and restricted. So let's have a look at what this demo might look like. So for our demo, we've split the video into two sections. Our left side will feature emotion detection, and the right side will be gesture detection. The emotion detection model is able to detect all the standard emotions with a high focus on stress detection, which uses a combination of emotion detection and eyebrow movement detection. The stress value can be seen on the bottom left. Unfortunately, one of the challenges we faced was finding a dataset for front-facing gesture detection. As a result, our implementation could not be accurately trained within the time frame of the Makeathon, but I have edited the video to show what the correct detected gesture is supposed to be, so you can see what our goals are with the model. So in the bottom right, it says Anushree is texting a lot, but she's actually touching her hair, and it's detecting the wrong thing. Finally, after the driving session ends, the video is deleted and the report is generated, and Will be able to show us what that report might look like.
So yes, let's now look at what this application may look like. Oh, I'm getting blocked by the bar at the top. I can't click the tab. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna have to pull this down for a second so I can click the other tab. There we go. Okay, so here, this is the start dashboard, and you can see all of the data plotted out here. So if you hit the back arrow, you can look back a week. And so you can see these are all dates here. So March 9th, March 10th, March 11th. And this is your overall safe driving score throughout the week. And then if you click the forward arrow, you can go back to the first week. And you can also click on any of these individual days. So if I click on Thursday, it will show the data here, and you can click any of these attributes. Due to the constraints of the program, we weren't able to do like a full driving session. So it's not shown here, but this would plot out all of the data as well. And this application was coded in React and Gatsby. So now let's go back to the presentation. So what's next for DriveAid? So we would like to incorporate our idea into a mobile application format. Here are a couple mockups we have made to show how the mobile application might look like. The first picture shows our intention to involve the teen in the learning process by consenting to the driving session. I would like to stress that all of the video and analysis is done locally. All video footage is deleted and only the report is saved. And then on the right, we have a picture of what the report may look like after a driving session. It would have a timeline of average stress levels and distractions, and you could compare it to previous sessions to show driving improvements. We have other feature steps as well. Another concern we identified in our market research was that insurance premiums for teens were very expensive. We could collaborate with insurance companies to lower insurance costs for new drivers by providing driving reports to show the teens safe driving habits. We could also utilize GPS tracking in combination with gesture detection models to check if the teen is employing safe practices at intersections or crosswalks, like looking left or right. So yeah, thank you for your time, and thank you to the entire SureStart team for this amazing program. And we'll now open up to answer any questions.
Well, this is more of a comment than a question. I really like this this project, this application, and I see while you're aiming to serve new drivers, I also see an application for drivers sort of at the end of their driving career. This ability to monitor their driver safety and would allow them to make a decision or determination, do they need to stop driving? So thank you for that. And I'll just leave it there and let some other judges ask you questions.
I had a
I-
couple. Oh,
Go ahead, after.
I had a couple questions. The first was for the app. I was wondering if there was any other kind of like maybe accelerometer component to understand how people are driving, like if they're speeding or if they're driving too fast or if they're braking really harshly, and like mapping that with the emotions, or is that not something that's of interest?
So at the time, how we currently have it set up is it's just using camera vision to do it. But like we said, we really want to implement GPS, and then sure, accelerometer data would also be super helpful. So yeah, we definitely have been looking into other data collecting options which could help the model run better.
Awesome. And then my second question, you jumped into it really quick, but that the dashboard that you showed with the bars and the lines, I just wasn't clear on what that was and what does that mean and how does that inform my
Yeah,
driving?
so this is just a demonstration of what it may look like. So here, this is plotting your driving score, like safety, out of 100%
Okay.
over each day. So then looking back a day, you can see the trends of how you're improving. And then if you click any of the days up here, you can also look at an individual driving session. We just don't have the data for this, so it just shows 0 for now.
Got it. Okay. That's very helpful. Thank you very much.
I was going to say that in addition to teens, this might be good for the elderly population and aging and ensuring that they're safe to drive and maybe giving some feedback that keeps them on the road a little longer in a safe way.
Yeah, yeah, that echoes what I was asking.
Yeah.
Or as well.
So if you're giving this away for free, who's the buyer?
So we were hoping that parents would want to use this with their teens, or we've also discussed possibly going to the car manufacturer to make this an incorporated element in the vehicle. So there's a few different paths. And then also we listed insurance companies as a possible path, as this data would be very important or very useful for detecting like how safe a driver is. And if any of my team members want to touch on that as well, or if another question wants to be asked.
I think you pretty much covered all the potential paths we were looking at.